This course comes with a lot of Python code. I believe there are something like 140 code files in total for this entire course. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how to get the code, how to download the code, how to put the code on your Google Drive, and how to find the code files corresponding to each specific section and each specific lecture. Okay, so when you are looking at the Udemy viewer for this exact lecture, this lecture that you are watching right now, you will see off to the right, there's going to be the title of the video, so it's called Downloading and Using the Code. Be mindful that it might not be lecture 3. It's possible that I might add another 1 or 2 lectures, so the number might change, but the title will definitely stay the same. Now this video title, you can see there's a button here that says Resources. So we click on this button and that opens up this other little window that says Doodle, that's the name of the course, Deep Understanding of Deep Learning, Doodle Python Code.zip. This is the file that contains all of the Python code for the entire course. So you only need to download this one file. So you can simply click on it. That will automatically download the file. Once you have downloaded that file, we need to unpack this zip file. We cannot just directly work with this zip file. So on Windows, different operating systems and so on are going to have slightly different ways of unpacking a zip file. Here on my computer on Windows, I'm going to double click on this zip file. There's another folder in here which has the same name. And now I'm going to drag this into the previous folder, and that's going to unpack that folder. Again, the exact mechanism of unpacking a zip file is operating system specific. Okay, so now we have unpacked that code file. You can see, or this folder, inside this folder are many other folders. Now there is a folder that corresponds to each section of the course. For example, this folder is called ANN, so that corresponds to this section, ANNs. Here's a folder, this one's called Measure Performance, and that corresponds to section 13, Measuring Model Performance. So you see the names don't match exactly, but I think it should be pretty self-evident which folder corresponds to which course section. Okay, so we are going to upload all of these files onto Google Drive. So here I am at drive.google.com. I've created a new folder, and now we can literally just drag all of these folders that I got from the zip file onto my Google Drive. So I just drag them on. It takes a minute or so. It says 14 minutes, but it's not going to actually take that long. It takes, tens of seconds for Google to upload all of these folders and all of these files. And now you see I have all of these folders in my Google Drive. You can put them wherever you like. This is the folder path where I happen to put them here for illustration purposes. So now what do we do? Now each of these folders corresponds to a section of the course. We can go into a folder. For example, I'm going to double click on the CNN folder. So this would be all the code files for the CNN section of the course. And now you see there's many other files in this folder. They all have an extension IPYNB, so they are Python notebooks. And now you can see the file naming organization. So Doodle, that's the name of the course. CNN, that's the name of the section. And then the next piece after that corresponds to the name of the video that utilizes this particular code script. So for this one, just as an example, I'm going to double click. You can also right click and say open with Google Colaboratory, but it's easier just to double click on this folder, that file that's going to open up a new tab in your browser. And here you can see all of the code that we are going to be using in this specific video. And the video title is also listed up at the top. So the course title, this section, and here is the lecture. So this file here, this code file, corresponds to the lecture, the video that is called Classify Gaussian Blurs. So you can see some of these code files are relatively long, some of them are short. This one happens to be quite long, but don't worry, by this point in the course, you are going to understand all of this stuff. It's pretty impressive. I hope you're looking forward to it. Now, if what I'm doing now, not all of the individual pieces of code, because we'll get to that later in the course, but if this general procedure of opening up Python code and looking at Python code using Google Colab environment, if this all looks really intimidating and totally foreign to you, you have no idea what's going on here, then it sounds like you probably need to go through the Python tutorial, the introductory Python tutorial. You're going to learn more about that in this section here, section 4, that's called About the Python Tutorial. Now, first of all, let me say, for section 3, there is no code. You don't need to worry about the code for section 3. These are just videos. For section 4, this is going to be, should you watch the Python tutorial? And then we can scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you can see here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections that's all about introductory Python. So if you're brand new to Python, then you're probably going to want to go through those videos. Again, I'm going to explain this in more detail in this lecture here in section 4. Okay, so in this video, I showed you how to download all of the course files, how to get them onto your Google Drive, and how to open the files for each individual lecture in each individual section.